Today we have Allison Parsley, the chair of the PACE program at the Mamaroneck High School at the Sound Shore Family Guide. So, Allison, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And tell us about PACE. And I just want to say that my daughter went through PACE, and we are so lucky to have your program in our district. And just please explain and tell us more about it.
Sure. So the PACE program, which stands for Performing Arts Curriculum Experience, is an elective program that the students can choose to take when they are at the high school. We are an integrated dance, music, and theater program, which means that all of our students take all three art forms simultaneously. So they'll rotate through different units of study within the various art forms. So they get a little bit of experience doing all three of them. We have some students who come in and they're really strong musicians and, maybe not so sure about the dance and theater component, or maybe they've been dancing since they were young and not so sure about the music and theater, or, maybe been acting in, local productions at Artistry or Sandbox and maybe not so sure about the dance and music. But I think the thing that's really unique about our program is we're for everyone, whether somebody has been, participating in the performing arts since they were very little, whether they've never taken a performing arts class in their entire life. We are a program that really sort of embraces everybody and welcomes them into our program to study the performing arts with us.
Mm-hmm. I think one misconception is that there's if you're committing to PACE, that it's like its own separate school. Like you think of FAME or something when we were growing up, but it's not. It's one class. It's an elective.
Right. Yeah. It's one period throughout the day.
Right.
And you get to take that period with all of the students in your grade level. But in addition to that, we have some after-school productions, which are all optional. You can audition for those and be a part of those, whether it's as a cast member, on crew. And so the really nice thing about our after-school productions is that you get to mix with all the different grade levels. So everyone is together, and you really get to make friends across the different grade levels. But yeah, we're one class throughout the day that you get to take. And then, additionally, if you want to participate in our extracurricular activities, that's an option as well.
Mm-hmm. And one wonderful also thing that you have, if you do participate in PACE and you love your friends and your community that you kind of create for yourself, you also have a lot of space in that wing, kind of, right? Where people can just hang out and
So we have an incredible theater that's our own theater, just for our PACE classes and our PACE productions. We have a lobby where a lot of the students come and hang out and have lunch, and they'll hang out there after school. We have a beautiful dance studio that has a sprung dance floor with mirrors, and we have a wonderful music studio that has ukuleles, guitars, keyboards. We have our own recording studio. We have a lot of students who come in and, students who might compose their own music and want to record it. And Mr. Derby, our music teacher, helps them get it out on Spotify, and they're releasing albums. So we really have, quite an incredible space for all of our students. And in addition to that, we have, backstage areas where our students are building our sets, painting our sets. Our students run all of our lights, and, our theater teacher, Mr. Moore, really guides them through that process as well for each of our productions. So, we really try to give that well-rounded theater experience for all of our students.
And if you have a child that plays an instrument, like in band or something, or sings in orchestra, I think that's another elective, maybe, right? Can they do both?
They can do both.
Right.
They can sign up for both. They don't meet the same periods, so that's not a problem. So yes, those students can sign up for both.
Mm-hmm. And so if you have to start freshman year and continue all the 4 years. Is it like a...
No, I mean, we would love for everyone to start as a freshman and grow with us throughout the program, but students can join the PACE program at any point they'd like. It's really important for us that the students are with their peers. So if you want to join PACE 3, that's typically the junior class, and you've never taken PACE before, if you want to join PACE, we're going to put you in with your peers in the junior class. So you'll skip PACE 1 and 2. You'll go straight in with, with your peers. And we really think it's important that you stick with your peers to do that. So yeah, you can join the PACE program at any time.
And do you feel that the child that wants to go to PACE, is it just pretty much anybody who likes to sing, dance, create? What is?
I think it's anybody who just wants to be a part of something. The PACE community is a really strong community. And, there are a lot of students who, they come and they participate in our classes, but they don't necessarily love performing, or they're maybe not comfortable on stage, and we have a lot of students who are like that. And a lot of those students end up helping backstage. They get the classwork that we're doing and they like participating in the classwork, but they don't love getting up on stage and performing for an audience. And so they get the classwork where they get to sort of make, those connections with their classmates. But then when it comes to showtime, they're backstage, opening and closing the curtain. They're, the one calling the lighting cues. They're on headset, backstage, making sure props are getting and set pieces are getting on and off stage. So really our program is for everybody. Anybody who just wants to feel like they're a part of something in the much larger high school. It is a big high school and it can feel overwhelming sometimes. And sometimes PACE is just a nice, comfortable space where our students can, sort of relax, make friends, be themselves.
Well, I will just say that my daughter went through the PACE program all 4 years. She's an amazing singer, but didn't feel like she had the qualities of being a better dancer or performer, and she didn't like really performing either. But I will say that now she's a sophomore in college, and she has to stand up in front of her peers and give presentations, and I feel like that PACE just kind of set her up for success.
Yeah,
so thank you for that.
Yeah, no, you're very welcome. And it's, and that's part of our program too, is that we really want to be able to build students' confidence in a safe environment. We really pride ourselves on creating an environment where everyone feels welcome, where everyone feels comfortable stepping outside of their comfort zones. Because a lot of times we are asking our students to do things that maybe they never thought they would do. But we do have a culture within PACE where everyone is very supportive of one another. And so we're very proud of that in our program.
Well, wonderful. Well, keep doing what you're doing.
Thank
you so much, Allison. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thanks.